it's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel, The Retro Farmhouse. I wanted to hop on here real quick. I know a lot of people are doing their fall decorating right now. Here in Louisiana, it's still mid-80s, so it's very hot. It doesn't even feel like fall just yet, but wanted to go ahead and get some of my decorations down. It just kind of gets you in that mood of fall festivities and everything like that. So I wanted to do a craft that I've seen before where they kind of do like these little harvest fall bundles and with wheat and different things like that. I have not purchased any wheat before, but I went ahead and got some dried wheat off of Amazon that I'm going to be using in our craft today, plus some other things that you can use, maybe that's around your area or maybe even at your house if you have some acreage. So I wanted to show you a more high-end look that you might find at some of the more boutique type stores that you could pull off for a lot less money. So let's get into doing today's project. So the first thing I wanted to do is literally just look around in my pasture field to see if there was anything that I could find to use for my foliage for this project. I did this last year with some random corn stalks that were growing up. I think it came from the feed from the chickens that we had previously, and I dried those. I think I might have put that in an Instagram post and then used it with some of my fall decoration last year. I'll link that video up here if you guys are interested. But I'm going to show you guys how easy this is. If you have any fields near you, or maybe you live on a property that has something like this, most of our grass is starting to, dry out anyway. So I'm going to take this in a big bundle and I'm going to kind of try to put that together as best I can and just tie it together with some string. I want to make sure that I'm tying this really, really tight because as this dries, it will tend to shrink the greenery. And so I'm going to tie that as tight as I can, and then I'm just going to hang that up outside wherever I have access for it to aerate for a few days. Now I also have a drying rack on the inside of my house that I use for herbs, things like that. If you have something like that, that's perfectly fine. But hanging it right here works just as well. Supplies I'm using after a few days of my foliage drying. I am using some toilet paper rolls here and also some other foliage that I've had in storage. I also have some turkey feathers. Our turkey Rusty tends to molt about once or twice a year, and that's just where he drops off some of his feathers and then replaces new ones. So every time I can catch some of those lying on the ground, I tend to pick those up and just hold them together just in case we use those for some other future projects. So what I'm going to do here is I'm taking 3 toilet paper rolls. I'm just going to wire those together. Most certainly you can use a glue gun for this project, but I like to be able to take this apart at the end of the season and just store away some of this wheat that I've bought and some other things. And I'll probably throw away some of the greenery that I just cut. But I'm just going to wire this together, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly place this around all of the tubes here. And this way I'll be able to hide that and you won't even be able to see what's in the middle, but it's going to look like it's a bigger bunch than what it is. So the wheat I bought from Amazon, I've always wanted to buy some of just dried wheat that I see in a lot of tutorials and pictures out of fall decorations, and this I'll be able to save from year to year, but I'll link that below where I got that. And again, I'm just taking a little bit here and there, and I'm going to tie some wire around it to just kind of keep it. Again, you could hot glue this if you wanted to, but I'm just kind of adding this as I go here and there. It's a little bit of a challenge to kind of get it started at first, but once you get it started, then it's pretty easy to kind of stuff some of the foliage down in between and make it, nice and full. now that I have my bundle together, I'm just going to take my scissors here and trim off any pieces just to make everything nice and even and clean. And then I bought this ribbon on Amazon. I'll link that below as well. I'm sure you can get this at any other stores locally, but it's copper ribbon. I think it has like a satin sheen to it, and I really like this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it around a few times and then just tie that in the back just to kind of hide some of my wires here and just make it have a nice touch. I love how this looks having these decorations on both sides. This didn't cost me very much money. I was able to use some stuff that I found again out in my fields and just dried that. And it just really looks pretty along with all of the other decorations I have. I have some of these vintage pears that I had found one time, and I'm using that as some decorations. I do like the pumpkins, but these just had a nice fall color to them. And it really goes really well with our picture that we already have above this fireplace. And everything just matches really well with the greens and the browns and the copper. So I just hope this gives you guys some idea of some things that you can do and do it on a budget. It really doesn't cost that much money to kind of incorporate a lot of these together. Putting together today's project. You guys know me, I really love to do things on a budget. I hope you guys did like this idea today and that it inspires you to create some fall foliage ideas on a budget. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button and continue to stay with us for next time for some more DIYs.